Welcome to my reality introductory vlog on Robin's Nest. Now, I created Robin's Nest because I wanted to create a platform that was a little bit different from what we're used to on social media. It is for women primarily, although I never want to exclude men, but it's for women who are feeling a little bit stuck or lost or lonely or rejected. Women who have reached a point in life where they're a little bit more mature and they're wanting to take their next step. What does that mean? They've spent their whole life being and doing and going for their husband or their partner or their children, and it's been so long since anybody's asked them what they wanted or what they needed that they've forgotten to ask themselves. And so I wanted to create an environment for us because women, we are hard on ourselves, but we are hard on one another. And this society that we're in tends to look at women over 50 in a certain light and not a good light, not in a halo light, in this bright white blue light that says, baby, you're not as sexy as you thought you were once. You're not as pretty. You're not as talented. You're not as needed or wanted, viable, worthy. These are things that sometimes we can feel at any age, but especially as we get older, it happens more and more often. And we see the stark contrast between how we're aging versus how society treats a man of the same age as he's aging. So I wanted to create a very positive, nurturing environment. So it's called Robin's Nest. Nest stands for not excusing or sacrificing truth. In this environment, we're going to have some tough conversations. We're going to ask some difficult questions. And the reason we're going to do that is because that's how we grow. That's how we evolve. That's how we transform. That's how we get to wherever we want to go from wherever we are. It's being honest and authentic with not only who we are today, but how we got here, what's been holding us back, who's been holding us back, the lies that we've come to believe in our own head, and how we can change them to get to whatever we want. I think we all generally want the same things, right? We want to be loved. We want to feel love, to express love, to love someone else. We want to feel needed, wanted. We want to feel like we belong. We want purpose. We want to feel like our lives matter and that we make a difference. But the question is, how bad do we want those things? What is your dream? And what are you willing to do to get it? And you might be looking at me right now and saying, I don't know what it is. But you do. I guarantee you do. Knowing it is the easy part. It's saying it out loud that's hard. So I'm going to tell you my dream. I'm going to tell you what I want to do. And in this reality vlog, I'm going to track my progress every day. And I'm going to be accountable to you. And I hope that you watch, and I hope that you cheer me on and maybe give me advice. Um, and hopefully that will help you realize what you need to do in your own life to get to your dream. I don't want you to chase your dream. I hate that expression because chasing your dream implies that it's not already yours. If you have to chase something, that means that you don't already have it. If you have a dream, if you have a purpose, a passion, that already belongs to you. You don't have to ask permission to go get it. It's already yours. You just have to find a way to manifest it in your life. And we all need a physical representation of what that looks like, right? Thus, my contribution to you, my commitment to be vulnerable every day and let you know how I'm feeling, what I'm doing, so that I'm accountable to not only you, but to myself, because I want something really badly. Okay, I have built a very successful art business. I did so kind of by accident, and I'm well known for my art. I had a blank wall many years ago, and I couldn't find anything I loved for it. And I was a designer by trade, primarily remodeling kitchens and bathrooms. And so I had a lot of crap in my garage. And so one Saturday night, I was bored. I'm single. Didn't have anything to do. Nobody invited me anywhere. You know, when you're single, you don't get invited to a lot of stuff. Have you ever noticed that? Anyway, I digress. So it was a Saturday night, and I decided to go buy a blank canvas and create my own piece of art. I mean, what have I got to lose? I wasn't going to spend $4,000 on a piece of art, and I couldn't find anything that I could afford that was cool and different and something that reflected what I wanted. So I started playing with materials. I broke a vase and thought, what if I incorporated glass? And I got some mica, which is ground up quartz, and I incorporated that because I like a little sparkle here and there. I like a little bling. So I created this piece of art with a lot of texture and neutral tones, and I hung it on my wall. And I gotta tell you, I loved it. So a couple weeks later, I had a party, and a woman who I'd never met before asked me where I got this piece of art, and I told her the story. And she said, well, how much do you want for it? And I said, I don't have a clue. I didn't really plan on selling it. And she said, well, you made one for yourself. You can make yourself another. So she left that night with my painting in the back of her SUV. And I thought to myself, because I'm a very spiritual person, and I believe that things like that don't happen by accident. And I thought, is this a fluke? Or do I have something here? So I was scheduled to go to a home show anyway. And so I decided to create a few more paintings. And I took them to the home show, and in less than an hour, they all sold. So a business was born. Wall Attire by Hessel Gesser was born. And since then, I've been figuring it out. I travel. I go to different shows, art and craft shows, different venues, and I set up my walls and I display my art. And I've been very blessed to create a successful business from crap I had in my garage. And I tell that story because I never want to take for granted my story, but you have one too. And all you need to do to realize it is just start. You know, Martin Luther King once said, you don't have to see the entire staircase to take that first step. So today, I'm taking another step. And I'm telling you what else I want to create. I want to create a business for women that gathers women together in a positive and encouraging and empowering manner in which we feel safe to share our stories, in which we don't feel judged because we're listening to one another and we are lifting one another up instead of trying to figure out what's wrong with us because you appear to have it all together. I want to create a movement for women over the age of 50. I don't care whether you're in a relationship or not, but sometimes when we get to a certain point in life, routine, people have chipped away at who we are and what we want. And sometimes to the point where we no longer even recognize ourselves. And as hard as it is to come to terms with, that's our fault because we haven't stood in our truth. We've compromised and settled and sacrificed big and small pieces of ourselves away. So it's time to get it back. So that's what I'm going to do. And every day I'm going to share my journey because goals are important. Traction is important. Milestones will be reached if I just commit to taking a step every day. So I hope you will join me. I hope that it will help you set your own goals and understand what your passion is, what your purpose is, and have those hard conversations. How badly do you want it? Because it's not going to be like this. It's going to be like this to get there. But it's worth it. The journey is worth it. And if we support and encourage one another, then what can be accomplished? Anything and everything. My name is Robin Hessel-Gesser, and I'll see you in the nest.